Success of the series From can be evaluated in different ways, but that's not the point. The main idea is based on the lack of knowledge about how the brain works. In the end, we want answers that the series hasn't provided yet. This is because the creators decided to ignore events that built the entire plotline and didn't explain the rules of the Demon and Witch's agreement. What happened in 15.6 remains unknown, and nobody introduces all the participants in the game. So, let me do it. Meet the Junior Demon Worm, one of the 4 main participants in the game. And these are the pawns of the demon. Rats, the mother spider who created stone totems, not for protection but as weapons. If you die during the game, your soul can end up with the demon birds, and he can return you as a vision to either help or hinder, for example, not allowing the development of a musical music box, confusing and deceiving the white boy. He seems so content in a city of mountains of corpses, with so many innocent lives lost. But he's happy the game is over now. Everything comes together. In general, I suggest you get to know the demons from the series outside the history of the Biotuk Indians, and what became the main reason for all that madness. My name is Lily, and today we have a tragic story of a girl from the Biotuk tribe whose child was taken away from her. How she made a deal with a demon and why the game lasted for hundreds of years. I'll try to explain what's going on in the series outside and promise it will be interesting. Let's start. The whole story of From began a long time ago, in 1497, during John Cabot's expedition trying to find a sea route to India. But like Christopher Columbus, they ended up far from their goal when they encountered an island off the Atlantic coast of North America, now known as Newfoundland. But that's not the most important part. We are interested in who the native inhabitants of this island are and their religion, which became the basis for the series, the Biotuk Indian tribe. So John Cabot became the discoverer of the new land and the first to encounter the native people of the island. During the expedition, someone from his crew abducted a beautiful young girl from the tribe, and later, she gave birth to a little boy. The crew of John Cabot accused her of witchcraft because she prayed to a strange forest demon. The expedition members took the child away and left the unfortunate girl in a cave, depriving her of light and any chance to escape. Sitting in the dark cave, she prays to the great spirit of the forest for help, needing light to escape and wanting to get her son back. The demon of the Biotuk tribe, the supreme spirit of the forest, responds to her plea. It turns out he enjoys playing games. He offers her a deal. If the witch wins in the game, he will return her son. Cabot and his people become the first victims of the upcoming city, because their decision to take the child away from his mother was wrong, and they become hostages of the situation. The game has 2 sides, the sun and the moon, represented by the 4 main animal players, the moon's ravens and the sun's ratsins, and the sun's rats, the demon's worms, and the witch's spiders. The witch must win 8 times to get her promised son back. Humans can participate in the game as well and use all 4 entities for their victory. Everything is controlled by the location, a living forest with tree portals. They were created for the people considered the weakest participants, but some portals can be traps. Martin mentioned that you enter one place and come out in another. Sometimes you get stuck and can't get out, and then they catch you. In 15.6, John Cabot's expedition is considered lost, as they entered a forest from which they could not escape, and they died there. Therefore, the dates found in the lighthouse mark the end of the game in 15.6 when Cabot's expedition was defeated. In 1978, the game ended when the only survivor was Victor, a member of the Biotuk tribe who worshipped forest spirits. They were afraid to swim or leave the island as there was another powerful demon in the water, resembling a giant red jellyfish-like creature, probably depicted in the underground caves where the nocturnal monsters live and sleep. This demon, known as the Devourer, controls all space and time, and it is believed to have created the rules of the game, preventing people from leaving the gaming location. The entire series is built upon this concept, which explains many things. Consequently, some answers to questions you couldn't understand in your first video are now available. Firstly, the dates Tabitha found in the lighthouse represent the end of each game. So far, there have been 9 games. However, it is not clear how many of them the witch, probably the white boy, has won. It seems that the witch and her son, who were depicted in red in the past, were Native Americans from the Biotok tribe performing a ritual to worship the forest spirit in a strange circular dance. In the past, when there were no roads, people reached the location of the Sun and Moon game through the river. The game's start coincides with a solar eclipse, which is essential for the game's participants, who are now hostages of the game. The monsters claim that they only want to play, which the narrator finds appealing. It becomes evident that the white boy is not the benevolent savior he appeared to be. He deceived and betrayed others and seemed happy when all the town's residents died. He released the worm demon, which was sealed inside Martin. The narrator also makes connections between the talismans and spiders, suggesting that the witch, Spider Mother, is the main opponent of all the demons in the game. After Boyd was bitten by spiders, they didn't seem to notice him, which indicates he may have some sort of immunity. The Biotok Indians used music to force worms out of trees, but it's not entirely clear how it was done. The musical box that plays music on the radio and phone in the series may be related to this. It is believed that some souls turn into birds and become servants of the demon after death. Abby, who often appears to Boyd, is a hostage of this entity, and he controls her soul. The barman sends Jade into the underground to find answers.